Hey everybody, Cal here. Welcome back to part 11 of the Necromancers Let's Play of Total War Warhammer. Just to recap where we were last time, we just finished beating back the Empire in the episode before last, and last time we raised Wurtbad and basically secured ourselves a nice buffer zone of emptiness around us. We allowed some rebellions to happen to just sort of, clean the place up, and we were busy building up an army for Heinrich Kemmler. Now, our money is our cash flow. I mean, it's not an issue right now, but we are spending quite a bit of money in Castle Drakenhof at the moment to try to buff up our recruitment buildings. What we'd actually probably like is to upgrade this mausoleum over here in Castle Tempelhof, though. So I think what we're going to do, I mean, we moved over Rickert, so the next turn he can help us out with that cost a bit. But I think what we're going to do this turn is, for now, we're just going to disband, we're going to disband Helmengorst's army because we don't really need them for anything at the moment. Helmengorst himself, he's a legendary lord, so we can't disband him. That would help a bit. But yeah, so basically we needs money. Thankfully, our corruption is spreading right now due to the event. I think 8 turns ago. So we should be ready to push back out and start taking these areas around us again soon. But before that, I believe I'd like to deal with the dwarves. Now, just to make sure the Empire is not going to be a problem in the next few turns, I'm just going to poke in here, and it does look like Balthazar Gelt is back, and he's making a fairly terrifying army, actually. But just checking diplomacy, I think there's Averland and the Beastmen to deal with first, so we're not alone in this. Speaking of Averland, will they give us military access? No. That's too bad. But yeah, we would also like to start pushing down into the south to take care of the border princes. But for the moment, I believe that's everything we can do. So we'll go ahead and end the turn. Yeah, the only question is when is the Empire gonna start pushing back? And are they willing to cross all this vampire corrupted land in order to do it? Heard something. Yeah, the Jagged Horn seem to be somewhere up here in the mountains. There's lots of quite a bit of chaos corruption going on. Not here. That's vampiric corruption. Yes, chaos corruption up in these mountains around Karak Kadrin. That does not inspire confidence. So, yeah, unfortunately, we don't have enough money to upgrade the mausoleum on this turn, but hopefully on the next turn, or possibly the turn after that. Gustav is mostly good to go, so we're just going to keep force marching him over towards the dwarves here. I think Gustav is going to be the one to take them out. He has a reasonably good dwarf killing army, considering we don't have much in the way of armor piercing available at the moment. We do have the Grave Guard, which are anti-infantry, so that'll help. So we're going to just, I guess, sit here with Kemmler. His army is still not terribly expensive, but we would like to get we'd like to get Helmengorst back over here for his administrative abilities, which we've been focusing him on. And unfortunately, that's about it. Actually, what we could do, we could start venturing out for some exploration with our heroes, just to see what the lay of the land is. We can poke out. Yeah, we can poke out this way with Sasha. I don't like having her leave the center of the map because she's been spreading all this corruption. You can see it's all grayed out here in the middle. That's all Sasha's doing. Oberstar, is there anything we need built here? Right, we could start building up our balefire to spread, but it's not going to be in the next few turns anyway because we're working on that that mausoleum. But what we actually could do, now that I think about it, is we have a binding circle here, so there's no reason for us to keep this defiled cairn. So we can demolish that. That should, how much money is that going to give us? 1,500. That's better than a stick in the eye. So we'll get Rickert deployed this turn, and hopefully by next turn we should have enough for, at the very least, we should have enough for upgrading the barrow, and hopefully enough also for upgrading. In fact, if we did 2,400 now, 1,500 plus 2,500 is 4K, so that should be enough for both. So we'll start this turn, and by next turn we should have enough to upgrade the barrow. Not enough to actually start building units, but enough to upgrade the barrow. I was wondering, these fellas are taking up an awful lot of money, considering we're not using them yet. Considering disbanding these guys. Skeleton spearmen are pretty cheap. Zombies are very cheap. Skeletons are pretty cheap. Corpse cart's kind of expensive, but I mean, we want to build that army up. So I think we'll leave things as they stand. Go on to the next turn. And the dwarves are something to worry about as well. Wondering when they will choose to get involved, because usually by this point I'm seeing them start, vacuum up the other dwarven factions around them, like Zufbar and Karak Kadrin. They haven't done that yet. War declared Bastone, Karak Ziflin. Oh, that's the dwarves way over in the west. Attrition for Helmengorst, that's known. None of the rest of this looks like it's particularly important. Right. So we do indeed have 4K now. We can go ahead and upgrade our mausoleum, which is nice. Is there anything that we can build here? Ah, there is the Forester's Shack. We also do want the Dark Lair, but we should be able to, by the time we have enough money for it, we should be good. So we'll grab the Forester's Shack for now, because we could always use more money. Money is always good. And things are moving along nicely here. Ah, and we should have quite a bit more money coming in now, because we do. it's quite noticeable. So there's 300 from the Forbidden Library there. So I wonder, do we have enough for Necromancer? 1 out of 2. Oh, we don't have enough money. So if we had the money for it, we could recruit another Necromancer. So that's good. I believe we would want to have Kemmler in the area in order to do that. But yeah, it's good to see that we have the capital for a second Necromancer soon. So that's good.
You dare.
So I think we're gonna send Hildegard down this way, just to inspect how the border princes are doing, see if they're ready for attack. Ah, I just noticed. Yeah, Clan Angrand. This Clan Angrand did not have this when we started this. I was just inspecting the factions between the episodes, and it was they did not have that taken over. So Heinrich Kemmler and Helmund Gorst. So we'll send Helmund Gorst back over this way, because he should have the administrative items, including, I believe he has the treasure, which should increase the, it's only vampire crypts and vampire keeps, which we don't have. I thought it was also the Necromancer libraries, but that's okay. Also coming up on our new technology, so that's good. So 3 more turns, we can start recruiting knights. While that's going on, we have a bunch of dwarves sat in our settlement. So if we were to declare war,
look at me in your crude language if you must.
it looks like the treaty from our peace treaty's time is up, so we can go ahead and declare war on Karak Kadrin once more. And we will go ahead and attack them here, which of course will force them to run away. And I think this is more in their favor than previously, but they only have 1 grudge thrower. They have quite a bit of ranged, which is always worrisome if you're the vampire counts. But we do have our Vargeists who should help with that. We can give a Rampager's Standard to these Vargeists. This is the Screaming Banner, gives +4 leadership in the area. We're going to give that to the Konigstein Stalkers. They're usually in the thick of things, debuffing things. And who else has charge bonus at all? We'll put it on Gustav, because I think he actually, look at it, yeah, I think he has the highest charge bonus in the entire army, apart from the Vargeists. 26. No, he has more charge bonus than the Vargeists. So our Necromancer may get thrown into melee at some point. So we're gonna go ahead and fight this, and I have a pretty good feeling about it. What might be sort of troubling, might be trouble is the Lord. But hopefully with some poison and some charges from the Vargeists, we can take him out. Also, the artillery is always a challenge when you're going up against the dwarves. We could really use some fast units in this army. We'd be mostly facing off against the humans, though, who have at this point in the game they have superior cavalry to us. Although not for much longer. I'm going to gamble on a 10. Yeah, so 23 seems good. And how are we going to deploy these guys? Well, let's take a look at the dwarves. They got their grudge thrower all the way off to the right, mostly undefended. So I might just send some of Vargeists over there, and hopefully push over and in, and take them out nice and early. I mean, if we go up the middle, then we're basically exposed in this little dip here for most of our approach. But if we start over on the right, then that is not the case. So once again, we're going to have our meat shield zombies stuck out in the front, because even if we're going through the forest, we still need some meat shields. The skeleton spearmen are not particularly special in this game, apart from just being not as good as the swordsmen when we're fighting against the dwarves, because the dwarves naturally don't have any don't have any large units. Dwarves, if you couldn't guess from the name, are small. So we're just going to set up our normal array of, you know, poison and non-poison damage. Set them up more in the forest, so that hopefully the trees will block any incoming shots, which means that we should probably set these guys up over here. We can have our Necromancer Lord hidden in the forest here, and our corpse cart up in the front. So, I'm just going to select all these guys, hit start battle, and start pushing up through the forest. And hopefully they waste some ammo on the from the grudge thrower, trying to shoot our zombies in the trees. The guys don't need to run. No reason at all to run. And you may notice I've swapped around some of the items on Lords. I've given the Tormentor Sword to Gustav here because he has the mount. So it seems to me more an advantage to give Gustav that, so that he can run in, hold guys in place, that sort of thing. It's like one bolt came in there. Was that just like one? Are they shooting this way? Oh, they are. Can they shoot that far? I can't see on the snow. Corpse cart back slightly. Alright, we'll send in the zombies, let them get a good head start, and we'll swing the rest of the army out to the right. I think there should be time for us to kind of do a bit of a pincer maneuver because the zombies are very slow, as I've said several times before. So yeah, we're gonna try to swing the rest of the army out this way, or maybe something like this. We'll try to get Gustav hidden in some trees over here. He should be out of range of all their stuff, and Corpse Cart will do a similar sort of thing. Oh, and they have picked the correct units to target there, so we're gonna have to get into them. There's no two ways about it, because they are mostly just ignoring the zombies, which, to be fair, is the correct move. Warlords are busy shooting towards the zombies. So with any luck, our Vargeist will be mostly unopposed in this charge into the grudge thrower. I didn't do too much damage to the mainline units here. Hopefully this charge will do some damage here, and it does indeed. But we have to get them out of there real fast, real fast, because they are going to soon be shot to pieces. Okay. So we're going to go in like this now. Get the corpse cart involved. We can just throw one of these fellas here just to keep them up. we will go ahead and slap down the Tormentor Sword. Usually you don't get a battle Necromancer like this, but that's where we are. Okay. We're going to pull Gustav out of there before he gets surrounded. Is the grudge thrower still throwing stuff? Still throwing grudges. So we're going to try to get into that grudge thrower. Okay, continue on through. Don't get bogged down. Okay. Trickster's Shard is not particularly useful in this scenario, but okay. Line them up for attacking the Thunderers back here. Definitely don't want Thunderers doing any bad work. Where are these Grave Guard? What's hitting them? Ah, the Lord. Okay, we're gonna pull back the Grave Guard. Get some. I'd like to get the Spearmen onto the Lord, and the Grave Guard onto the Dwarf Warriors. I don't want the Lord in there. For some reason, the Crypt Ghouls have gotten all bunched up over here. Send some zombies out this way. Okay, that's those ranged units taken care of. Where is Gustav's right there in the middle, taking care of work. We'll throw some more units in the back here. Get some good surrounds off. Make sure those Thunderers stay gone. Keep all those ranged units gone. I'm not really worried about the Grudge Thrower coming back in because we're like fighting on top of the Grudge Thrower itself now.
Necromancer.
Got this whole blob healing up. Reduce the effectiveness of their units. And I think that's us winning the battle. I don't think they have anywhere to go after this, but I am going to make sure that the Grudge Thrower stays quite dead. Gustav's pretty fast, so we can run down some Quarrelers. Go ahead and speed it up. And yeah, so the dwarves should be mostly taken care of here. I don't think they have another army, judging by their strength ranking. So hopefully this means that we can just sail straight into Karak Kadrin itself, the location, not the faction, and get them all well and truly taken care of. I don't think we're gonna get anything else there. Pyrrhic victory as usual. Vampires, I mean zombies dying really shouldn't count towards the victory. They are expendable in the truest sense of the word. They already died once, and the Necromancer didn't even put much effort into bringing them back. But it is what it is. Okay. So, I mean, seeing as how I've been complaining about money this whole time, I think we're just gonna return the captives. Yeah. Yeah. I like money. And we're gonna stay just on this side of the border and hop on into Karak Kadrin next turn. Gustav's army also took some losses there. We're just gonna toss out this unit of zombies. They're not really helping anything. And so creatures, the Dark Knight. We are doing quite a bit of attacking, so maybe the Dark Pact is the right way to go. Boy, leadership plus 15 when attacking. That is quite a bit. Or the Aura of the Lord. The whole army, or the Aura. I mean, we usually stay pretty clumped up, so I think this is the most beneficial, because we need our spells to spread over everybody anyway. Now let's see. Do we have enough capital to put in whatever it was I was drooling over last turn? I don't think there's anything here. I think the only thing that we need is... Oh boy, I've just completely forgotten what it was. What it was that we were looking at. It may have been another gibbet here, just because we could use some more money. Because we always... Oh, right, it was the Balefire is here, and we are literally three short. That is very sad. I wonder if we can...
You may speak before my shield bearers and
demand
on the oath stone.
3. Nope. Is there anyone else who kind of likes us? Does anyone else like us at all? There's Averlin. Averlin thinks we're cool. Averlin,
Dark days indeed.
Will you give us money? The moderate. Nope. Anybody else who likes us? Anybody at all? Ostermark? Were we friendly with Ostermark a little while ago? They seem to have soured on us.
By Sigmar's will.
Got military access while we're here. Still no. Okay. So Sasha's still up here scouting for us. That's good. Talabheim's up there. And Hergig, I think. And Essen is still untaken. So, there's plenty of Vampire corruption around here. I'm wondering if it's worthwhile to just send Heinrich, who's otherwise doing nothing, into the moot to take that over again. It seems like we have a better chance now of actually holding it than we did before. So why don't we go ahead and do that?
World domination is ours.
Okay. World domination is ours. I don't think taking the moot. We have little
Spread the rot.
little skeleton halflings or anything. I'm not sure that's the the critical
mausoleums to
a critical element, but okay. And we might as well deploy her this turn. Yeah. And we can't actually, unfortunately, build anything in the moot, but public order is positive right now. Yeah, positive, and we do have vampiric corruption rising. So that's a thing of beauty to see for once. We don't have to fight against the Empire for that. One thing I was also thinking of was they would like a trade agreement now that we have a shared border. I will accept because I like money. Yes, I was saying I would like to start pushing out west to maybe try to take Bretonia at some point here, but I think south is more important. South is more important than west. I know that'll give us a shared border with the the Lodestone of Darkness. That's what we need the money for. I think it's more important that we get the mausoleum built in time. I mean, everything is important in one way or another, but okay, so we can set up Rickett here. Start building up the moot for the third, fourth time. It's really starting to get kind of crazy how many times we've taken this and lost it and taken it. We'll send Sasha back down to keep an eye on Wurtbad. Because I have a feeling the Empire is going to try to recolonize it. And we have Heinrich, who should be mostly healed up by next turn. He'll return to Fort Oberstyre to start recruiting back up. And then the turn after that, we'll have access to cavalry, which we can recruit, and then his army will be just about ready. So, while we're ready to go, do we want to raise any dead here? I think we have the battle site just across the border. Okay. So there's quite a few things to grab here, but I think the fell bats are the thing we actually need, and maybe just a couple units of zombies just to tie up the walls. Apart from that, things are looking pretty good. Oh yeah, we're just gonna go for one battering ram, and we'll attack him next turn. Now, while we have them on the ropes, no, they still don't give us a peace treaty, which means they probably have a settlement up here in what is this, Karak Kadrin. They probably have a settlement up there because the region indicates that Nashrak's lair. I think that's probably a chaos shrine, because the chaos corruption is pretty high in the region. So I think that's fine. I'm okay with that. We'll wreck up the things for the dwarves, and I can't use it anyway. And I think that's about it. I mean, one alternative is we could start recruiting this turn, but I'd like to get a little buffer of money before that starts to happen. Okay, Empire is here to ruin my day once more, but they don't have any armies pushed over here yet. They're just a bunch of heroes. So we can work on assassinating those one at a time as the money becomes available. Haviland now wants us to pay them 300 for military access. That's I mean, I don't really want to pay them, but whatever. Having a good ally against the Empire who's going to stand there is advantageous.
For it is music to
I can't imagine this is good. Ah, Karak Kadrin is declaring war on me. Okay. So that's probably, they're probably upset that I'm fighting the other dwarves. Have the garrison assaulted at the moot. Let's see here. Hero action cost minus 40% or success chance plus 20%. I like having the money actually this time, because we're just going to be poking around. Sasha's chances of assassinating fellas are pretty good. A couple Empire captains here. Yeah, we already have 54% chance, only 2% chance of being wounded, and this guy has 55% with a 1% chance of being wounded. So we're just gonna go through and kill these guys. I didn't gain a level though. That's disappointing. But things should be looking good here. We will have Hildegard start helping with growth, which will give us enough points to upgrade this right out of the gates.
Do you need fresh troops?
Rickett does not need to be here, except for next turn perhaps. We don't really need to upgrade Schwarzhafen. The Ruined Sawmill would be good. How's our trade doing? Trade's up to 477 because of we're now trading wood, and we also have a second trading partner. And Avalon likes us a whole lot, which is nice. It's nice to be loved. Okay, so we have our battering ram, so we can go ahead and I feel like generally I tend to do better on these sieges than the AI would give me credit for. So we're gonna go ahead and fight it just because we don't really want Gustav's army to be totally destroyed. We still need some sort of defense on this side of this side of Sylvania. Yes, we have a good grouping of flying units here, which should be excellent for gumming up things on the walls. 14 is passable, so we'll start deployment. Boy, things are red, and I think that's corruption. It's hard to tell underground. I'm not sure. I know that above ground the weather effects are pretty cool, but here it's kind of strange. Okay, so we're once again going to put the Königstein Stalkers onto the battering ram. The battering ram will go straight up the middle. We're not going to be climbing the walls. We're going to try to just work on the battering ram as much as we can, except for our units of zombies and our bats that will just try to hold down any ranged units that are in our way. So set those guys up there. Skeleton Spearmen are similarly not too helpful in this fight, so we're going to let them. These guys are going to be climbing the walls for us. Actually, I'm going to put the zombies on the flanks. So these are our cannon fodder units. So we're going to put a couple of them over on this side, and a couple of them over on this side. These guys we're going to put in the middle, with the battering ram up as far as it can go. And the rest of the guys, we will alternate them in here with poison and put them in group number 3. Flying units, we can group them all together. And we don't need groups for these guys, they're special units. We'll try to keep these guys back a bit. I don't think the dwarves have any artillery or anything special, but we can send the so anywhere that we need need immediate assistance, we can use our flyers for that. So we'll see. We'll set them in the back because we really don't want them to be shot at if it can be avoided. Necromancer in the back, corpse cart kind of up front because it's slow. It's very slow. Okay, so start the battle, run these guys up, send in the battering ram. These grave guard go to stand here. These fellas should be able to go here. Try to get them scrunched up a little more so the tower's cones don't have a bead on them. We'll send these bats over here. These bats over to here. And we'll get the Vargeists in behind to try to smash in from the rear. While of course the zombies and the spearmen go up that way. Hopefully the bats will do okay here. I can get the Vargeists on the back side here so they can smash in from the other direction. And hit these here ranged units. Have to get these guys on the sides because they will in fact block up our own battering ram if we don't do something about it. Go ahead, slap this down here. Get these fellows out of the way. Necromancer get in here, and I think I may have just completely forgotten to move the corpse cart in. I did. So that was foolish, but oh well, what can you do? Okay. Now the Vargeists we can pull out. And perhaps get them into these Thunderers here. that was quite the charge. Up here, I believe this will extend to up on the walls. Okay, so we're going to send up our main force first with our secondary force behind them. Hopefully everybody will try to go through the gates rather than over. Sometimes hard to convince them to go through rather than over. Come on, fellas. All right.
Beautiful decay. Now.
Three, 2, 1.
Now is undead.
Okay. flying units into their backs.
Ask the Necromancer at once.
Send our Grave Guard in, and things are looking mostly pretty good. And despite my orders, they still decide to go up and over. I'm not sure if there's a way to make them to force the units to go
Ask the
a particular path, but
I move swift. At once.
I'm mostly out of there. And we can just throw down some zombies here to surround them. Bats in to push them off. Gargeist as well.
Mortals will perish.
More zombies. They're not particularly needed, but it's more of a why not at this point. Seems to be a unit still climbing the walls here. Ah, and there we go. Victory has been taken. So, not a hard fight at all. We've been here once before, and it was mainly just that I felt like the auto resolve probably would have taken quite a bit more damage off our units than this, and at least off of the higher tier units. Vargas again doing very well in a siege. I think they must have been buffed at some point because they feel really a lot more powerful than they did in the previous patch. Oh, they did rise again. That's always nice. We got some money, not a ton though. We could sack it for less than a K, but I think we just want this. We want this gone again. Gustav Dawi hater. I'll take it. Hates dwarfs. I wonder how Zufbar feel about having Gustav around, hating on dwarves. Probably they don't like it. I'm gonna guess. They might even write down. They might even write something down about how they don't like his attitude. Okay. I think public order is mostly stabilized here, and I'm not really particularly worried about anything happening. So we're going to send Sasha that way, and Heinrich is going to just walk back on into Fort Obersteyr. And at long last, start to recruit a big old chunk of Graveguard. 4 might be too many. 3 is probably enough, because we have all these spearmen, all these swordsmen. So 3 is probably sufficient. And then the last 2 spots in our army will be Black Knights or Black Knights with lances. I haven't quite decided yet. But we'll get some good cav in there. So Rickert is still over here. So public order is not great here. So vampire corruption gives us 5. Lack of corruption gives us -8. That's weird that both are applying. You'd think you'd get one or the other, but there you go. And yeah, so I think that's everything for this turn. Next turn we get a new technology. Averland seems to slowly be building itself up. There may be... I don't know if I won't have the full stack here. It's probably not the best units. And here's Karak Kadrin, probably making the move towards the moot. It's not a very big army, though. It's probably enough to take out an undefended garrison. Ah, smart. Construction cost modified by initial 5% in the own province. That's quite good. That's mostly what we've been using cricket for. So we're now just got 10% weapon strength for Grave Guard and Black Knights. Very happy about that. Defeat the following Lord's army in battle. Yeah, that seems very doable. Leadership plus 12 all armies for 4 turns. That's not a very long buff, but quite a good one. And I'm not against trying. Oh my goodness. So we have Grey Guard with great weapons to choose from now as well, which is very tempting if we're going to be going up against dwarves anytime soon. The Black Knights with lances and barding, I mean, they're full 100 more than the regular Black Knights. They have 30 more armor, 30 more charge bonus, a little bit more weapon strength. I'm not sure if that's just, I think that, yeah, it's slightly more weapon strength and less melee defense. I think we're just going to go for the regular version for now. I don't think we have enough money to afford the lances or the barding. So we're going to go with 2 of them. They also only take 1 turn to recruit. Now, most likely what's going to happen here is Thingrim is going to come into the moot. I could, instead of recruiting these units, move Heinrich out, but that causes 2 problems. One is I don't think I could goad them into a fight. They'd just run away from my larger force. And the second is I would be able to recruit into units this turn. So instead, I think I'm going to see if I can send Sasha in to block the army. That is a very low chance. Right, she just assassinated someone last turn. So we're instead going to move Sasha over here. Probably means we're going to lose the moot this next turn again. It's just we cannot hold on to that place. Everybody wants us out of there. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. We can get Gustav out of Karak Kadrin. No reason to have him dying in the mountains. Squish up some of these units. I probably should have done that last turn. But yeah, his army came through that mostly unscathed, it looks like. Yeah, looks like they didn't have any trouble at all. Yeah, which is always nice to see. So, if the moot falls next turn, then we're gonna want to not bother with Rickert here, and we also don't need to bother with Hildegard doing stuff here. In fact, we want Hildegard to send this way to go south and see what's over there. That was like I feel like a long time ago I said I was going to do that, and end that turn. As expected, here comes Karak Kadrin to ruin our day in the moot. There's nothing really we can do about that. You can say they took almost no losses from the auto resolve, and I think we would have done. I don't think we would have even done that much damage. Our forces would have turned and died basically immediately. He decided to sack it, which is an interesting choice. Okay, Bretonia has started confederating. The moot has been sacked. That's okay, I guess. Now, I don't think Kemmler can quite reach this turn. Oops. We can send him up to the edge. And can we attack them from the moot? We cannot. So, I'll go ahead and block this army and fail at it. Sasha Why do you do this to me, Sasha? Why do you do this? I guess with my army right there, it should be safe to repair our crumbling hamlet. In fact,
Your wish, master.
go ahead,
I foresee great
redeploy, repair, and we need to get up a level before we can build the garrison, so we will throw in a charnel pit. Get that recruiting surplus in.
Who wishes the red kiss?
Ah, goodness, I keep wanting to send Hildegard south.
Follow me.
Hildegard will go south.
Dark magic is mine
Pelman
to
Gorst is busy administering his administrations. And there's room for more money in Western Sylvania, but I don't want to build things unless they're with Rickert there. So we'll turn him off so that we can put him back in next turn over here. And
spread the rot.
yes, Gustav, a hater of them dwarves, can we'll send him
Necropolis awaits.
back over this way. How is our relationship with Zufbar looking? They are unhappy with our military actions against Karak Kadrin. We can easily
Make
smooth
your
out
proposal.
that little
My long-beards grumble, so make it
little
quick.
little trouble with some cash, which we're making back mostly from our trade agreement anyway, so not a big deal. We're gonna go ahead, and I think Gustav's army is going to be focused on taking out dwarves. I think that's what we're gonna do with Gustav. So we're gonna go ahead and start stacking in some Graveguard with great weapons,
Bring it all to me.
some higher tier skeletons, and I'm doing exactly the opposite of what I say. We're gonna, let's see here. You know, instead of skeletons, Gustav's army,
The spirits
we're gonna start with the zombies, and then we're gonna start building in the Graveguard with great weapons, and just a couple units of Black Knights in there as well, which we will start after this turn. But we'll start with the zombies, start rounding out Gustav's new army. I'm very excited to see how that turns out. And yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. It looks like we did some good work. We have this mission to do next turn. I'm afraid that Thingrim is probably going to evade us for a while, but hopefully not forever. And maybe, I don't want to make any promises, but it's possible that we might at last hold the moot for real this time. Vampiric corruption is high enough, and things are looking good. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please, if you liked the video, feel free to leave a like. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and leave a dislike, and let me know what you didn't like in the comments below. And if you liked something particularly, let me know that too. Thanks for watching again, and we'll see you here next time.